for the vacant constituency, the Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit.
I had a chance to live my life again, without pretending I would tell you plain. I made a lot of mistakes in this life I would like to change. But of all the things that I hold dear to me, one is being born and raised in this country. For no other place on earth.
Thank you very much. Let me say good night to all of you who are here tonight at the official launch of our candidate for Roseau, Miriam Blanchard. I want to say to you, the people of Roseau, that Miriam Blanchard has my 100,000% support. I want to say to you in Roseau, this is your opportunity to put somebody to represent you and someone who will represent you well. For way too long, the people of Roseau have made the wrong choice. And we have heard excuses from PAL reps of the past. And you have an opportunity to vote in Miriam Blanchard to bring progress and prosperity to the people of Roseau. And the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, Roseau needs it. Roseau needs someone who cares for people and someone who will look after the welfare and well-being of the Roseau people. And this is who we present to you tonight, Miriam Blanchard, who will do just that for the people of Roseau. You know, Roseau Central was never Labour. But in the last election, they voted Melissa Skerrit, and we all know the kind of representation she has given to the Roseau Central constituency. I have absolutely no doubt that Miriam Blanchard will do just the same in Roseau for the people of his constituency. And I will provide Miriam as your member of parliament with all of the support she needs to help transform the lives of the people of Roseau. And I know in many parts of Roseau, your main challenge is housing. And I have a plan for communities like Yampis and Tarishpit and Fokole and all of these communities, because all of the folks who are down in the ravine down at Tarishpit and Gutters Village, we want to get you out of those gutters, ladies and gentlemen. I want to create with you and with your PAL rep new communities, thriving communities with access to water, access to electricity, and proper sanitation, so that your children can grow up in comfortable housing. And we are the party for housing in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. So when we speak housing, nobody can test the Dominica Labour Party because we have delivered. Because while we have done some housing in Roseau, because you have not had somebody advocating on your behalf, because when Danny Luger will come to Parliament, it's about Montfarred and this and that, and nothing about the people of Roseau. They would talk about all kinds of things, but never about the people who they represent, ladies and gentlemen. And so, I give you, the people of Roseau, this solemn and sincere commitment to work with your incoming Power Rep and to work with you and to help transform your lives and your communities. And we can make it. We can do it together. But you need to have someone in Parliament to speak and advocate on your behalf. This is not about Labour or UWP. This is about your welfare and the well-being of your families. What you desire for yourself and for your country and for your community. And who you believe is best placed at this time to deliver that which you want for yourself, your family, and your country. There is only one serious party in this country, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Dominica Labour Party. And you know, I saw a video of a lady from Roseau, and I see her here tonight, all red. She was a Porto UWP. Porto UWP. And she said in a video that she is supporting Miriam Blanchard because it was only Miriam Blanchard she saw after the hurricane. And she went on to say that Miriam Blanchard knew she was a Porto worker, but that did not stop Miriam for helping her. And that is the kind of person we have in Miriam Blanchard, ladies and gentlemen. Voting for, standing with, our exes for, we rolling with, showing red flags for. Miriam, the only regret I have tonight is that I am not a registered voter in Roseau. Because I would have gone out very early and put an X by that caliber of candidate we have in Miriam Blanchard, ladies and gentlemen. And she spoke about skills development for the young men and women in this constituency, allowing them to be positioned to be independent citizens of this country. And that program will have my full endorsement as the Prime Minister of Dominica. The Goodwill Primary School will be the first among the 6 schools to commence in 2023, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to say to you in Roseau that the only challenge we had with the Goodwill Secondary School is that the land was too small. The space is too small because we wanted to build even a bigger school. As a matter of fact, when the Chinese engineering firm designed the school, it ended up half of the playing field. And we had to condense it. But it will be an edifice. It will be a building that all of us will be proud of. And one of the aspects of that school we are highlighting heavily is the technical vocational wing of the Goodwill Secondary School. Because in the new term of this Labour Party government, we'll be focusing heavily on skills development in Dominica, technical vocational skills, to ensure that the investments we're making in Dominica can be sustained. That when we build international airport, we have people who can manage it and people who can maintain it, ladies and gentlemen. And so get ready in this country for a complete transformation of the education system to respond to current day and future challenges confronting our country and the world. And so everything Miriam has promised to do with you, she will have my support as the Prime Minister of Dominica. Skerrit. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, people talking about elections in Dominica. And when you look at 2014, and you look at 2019, and you look at 2022, you will see, ladies and gentlemen, that we have more candidates running in Dominica's election in 2022 than we had in 2014 and 2019. So there is no boycotting of elections by Dominican people, ladies and gentlemen. The people of Dominica who are qualified to contest elections under our Constitution have put their hands up. And they have gone to get nominated. And we have 45 candidates in the 2020 general elections in Dominica. More than 2019 and more than 2014. Even though some parties say they're not running. And you know, I called the general manager of DBS Radio today. And I said to him that DBS needs to call all the independent candidates in this election and to offer them free airtime to promote themselves as candidates in this election. They will get X number of ads every day until election day, ladies and gentlemen, at no charge to them, to ensure they can have access to people of Dominica to say what they will do and what they will not do for them in Dominica. And so we'll give them that access, ladies and gentlemen. My friends, let no one tell us otherwise than that we have always had free and fair elections in Dominica. Every person who wants to vote in Dominica election and you're in the voter list, you can vote and you have been able to vote in Dominica. But the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I always tell people that when you put yourself forward to be a candidate, it is to serve people. It is a vocation. You're not coming to look for a job. And this is why when you look at the slate of the Labour Party candidates again, as you have done in all of our elections, we have all left a job to come to serve the people of this country. And serve we shall, ladies and gentlemen, because the people of this country know that they can rely on the Dominica Labour Party, especially in difficult times. You know, when we had Erica and Maria, ladies and gentlemen, every single Dominican said Dominica finished after Hurricane Maria. That it would take us 20 years to rebuild. And see how fast we're able to get back on our feet, ladies and gentlemen. We thank God for that, ladies and gentlemen. But the people of Dominica know, that had it been any other political party, we would have been in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why Labour is still the best choice in Dominica. Labour is still the best choice in Dominica.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best.
After you say all what you have to say, after you ask all of the questions you have to ask, make all the comments you have to make, you will come down to one realization that Labour is still the best choice for Dominica, ladies and gentlemen.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice. Scream until you lose your voice.
And so, we are putting forward 21 solid candidates who I believe have the capacity and have the intelligence and the energy to push Dominica forward amidst a very difficult global situation. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we call the elections, to ensure that we give Dominica the best chance, the best opportunity with the best team to be able to overcome the challenges that we face and to secure a better future for our country. And so we need to go out on election day, December 6th. Do not say that Labour has won. Every vote is important. Every vote must be counted. Every person who is on the voters list must go out and vote for the Dominica Labour Party on election day.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise.
And so I'm saying to all Labourites, do not just say Labour has won. Go out and vote. And I'm asking and I'm calling on those who do not support the Labour Party to put it aside. Put it aside. This is about the future of Dominica, the welfare of Dominica, and the welfare of your country. And you know that with a Labour Party government in office, we will take care of every single person in this country. Because this is who we are. You've heard it from many people. I see some faces here who I know are Porto workers people. But they're here tonight in their red and different colors and saying, we are voting for Dominica, ladies and gentlemen.
Labour Party shall not be moved.
Because the reality is, the UWP has abandoned its supporters. They have abandoned its supporters. I mean, how can a leader just resign and just leave people like this? You cannot care about people. And so if the party doesn't care about you, why should you bother yourself with the party? When you have an opportunity to vote and vote for the Dominica Labour Party that will continue to bring prosperity and progress to our country. And so, my friends, this election is as important as previous elections. Our children who are not of age cannot vote. So it is our responsibility and duty to vote on their behalf. And tell me, ladies and gentlemen, answer this question honestly. All of you who listen to me in this country, who do you think is better placed to ensure that your children have access to education and better opportunities, ladies and gentlemen? When we came into office in 2000, only 42% of primary school graduates had access to high school. And we all know, many of us here, many of you, and your children and brothers and sisters were smart at school. But they said they failed the exam. They didn't fail the exam. No. The system said we were accepting X number of students. So before they start the exam, the ministry knew how many students they were going to take. What kind of exam is that? And we came in, ladies and gentlemen, notwithstanding the challenges of the economy at the time. And we got, in 2005, every single child who goes to grade 6 at the primary school has a space at the secondary school. And this was done not by just signing a paper. No, we employed more teachers. We built more classroom spaces and provided more resources to the Ministry of Education to cause this to happen. When we came into office, ladies and gentlemen, because people like to say, what has Labour done? What has Labour done? When we came into office, ladies and gentlemen, 7 out of 100 students who sat the CXCs had access to the college. 7%. It means that 93 students did not make it to the college before Labour came into office. And in the midst of our economic challenges, which we inherited from the Workers' Party, we got and created the Dominica State College, where today every single child in Dominica who graduates from high school has a space at the college in Dominica.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your noise. Labour still the best choice.
And we did not only create access, ladies and gentlemen, we created the means of taking advantage of the access by allowing students to come into the college without paying tuition fees. Secondary school, we are transporting every child to secondary school free of charge to their parents. Not only creating access, but giving you the means of taking advantage of the access. These are the kind of things that Labour has been doing for the people of Dominica. University graduates, when we said to the nation that we wanted to have one university graduate in every home, the Workers' Party laughed at us. They laughed at us. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, where there is no vision, the people perish. the Labour Party has a vision for this country, which we are implementing before our very eyes.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your lie.
Back before Labour came into office, the average Dominican couldn't get money from government to go and study. If you didn't have a big surname in Dominica, or you didn't know somebody in the ministry, you wouldn't get to go to school. The poor people who went to school, to university back in the days, was through the Labour Party who sent them to Cuba and to Russia. Rosie Douglas sending ordinary Dominicans to university. And before Labour came into government, the average Dominican couldn't access it. I went to university, ladies and gentlemen. I got no money from the government. And I wasn't a stupid guy. Up to now, yes.
It's my PM formula. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your lie.
But now, every mile away going to university because of the Dominica Labour Party. Because of us. Because we understand the importance of education at all levels. And so, in the new term, ladies and gentlemen, though we have made great progress in ensuring that every child had access to early childhood, preschool education, there are still some who are falling for the cracks. And we are saying to the children, to the parents of children between 2 and 5 years, every one of you will have access to early childhood and preschool education in Dominica, paid for by the government of Dominica. Because this is the formative years, the formative period of children. And it's important that they get a good head start. And we're focusing heavily on this, ladies and gentlemen. So the future is exciting. Our international airport will be built by the Dominica Labour Party. And you know, everything Skerrit says he's going to do, everything Labour say they're going to do, they like to say, oh, it never happened. But everything we have said that we're going to do, we have been able to do it for the people of this country. When we said that the People's Republic of China would build for us a new hospital, they said, oh, I didn't understand the Chinese. It's some repairs they're going to do at the hospital. Today, we have the best hospital in the OECS, ladies and gentlemen.
Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your lie.
No longer must our people go to other countries to do an MRI. You can do it right here because of the Dominica Labour Party. And you know, when we told them we had a HIFU machine to deal with issues relating to cancer, they laughed at us, saying, what is that? But today, ladies and gentlemen, dozens of Dominicans have benefited from this machine, which now prevents them from going overseas. And so when cancers are detected early, we can treat them here in Dominica. And I believe we have the only second machine in the whole of the Caribbean. Only 2 countries, and Dominica is one. When Labour came into government, ladies and gentlemen, we had one dysfunctional dialysis machine. One dysfunctional dialysis machine. Today we have 14 and a state-of-the-art dialysis unit at the hospital, ladies and gentlemen. When I became the Prime Minister of this country in 2004, when I became the Prime Minister of Dominica in 2004, I was shocked to know we did not have an ICU at the hospital. And how can you have a hospital without an ICU? I mean, this was mind-boggling. And then I traveled to Cuba, and I met with Fidel Castro and Hugo Chavez. And Hugo Chavez and Fidel Castro promised to give us an ICU center in Dominica, ICU unit. And this is how we got the ICU unit in Dominica in 2005. So the first time we had an ICU unit in Dominica was in 2005 by this Labour Party government. And when people say about what Labour do for Dominica, how many thousands of Dominicans have gone through this ICU and are alive today because of this ICU, ladies and gentlemen. And they're talking about, people talking about, oh, Skerrit there so long, oh, Labour there so long, and they don't have no international airport. But ladies and gentlemen, development is a process. Development is a process where you have a number of activities along the way. When we came into government, we had no night landing in Dominica. Planes couldn't land at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and especially now at Christmas time when it gets dark fast. Many of us were told to get off the plane in Antigua or Barbados, robbing us of our pride and our dignity. And we introduced night landing in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. And we told you, the people of Dominica, that we will build an international airport. But the first order of business is to bring night landing as a medium-term solution to air access in Dominica. And we told you the country will never be able to afford an international airport by way of loans. And we thank God for the CBI program. We thank God for the CBI program because we're using the CBI program, a program that the opposition has denigrated and sought to undermine. We're using the CBI program to build our international airport for us in the Commonwealth of Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. And understand what that means for you and succeeding generations. This airport will cost us in excess of $1.2 billion. And that's right. That's right. We're not borrowing the money. So which means that we don't have to repay anything, ladies and gentlemen. And that is, and you know, we say these things with the greatest sense of humility because we give God thanks for everything He's doing for us in Dominica. We're just instruments that the Lord is using. Instruments. When we came into government, there are many Dominicans who could not go to the hospital because you were owing user fees. And they would not allow you to come into the hospital unless you paid them what you were owing them, ladies and gentlemen.
It's my PM family. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your life.
And we changed that. And we said people 60 and over, no hospital fees. Children 18 and younger, no hospital fees. But the government pays for it. But you get it for free. You know, when I reflect on where we met this country in 2000 and where the country is now, my friends, we have to be honest with ourselves that Labour has done a remarkable job in Dominica. We were considered to be being God's back in the Caribbean. Many of you were afraid to say you're Dominicans. But today we can stand anywhere in the world and proclaim that we are from the Commonwealth of Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, we were able to get Erwin Larrock voted in as the Secretary General of CARICOM. We were able to get Carissa Etienne, Dr. Etienne, elected as the Director of the Pan American Health Organization, Little Dominica. We were able to get Baroness Scotland elected as the Secretary General of Commonwealth, not once, but twice, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, in the last election in Rwanda, we came up against Britain, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. All these big countries were against us. And we bust their tail at the Commonwealth, ladies and gentlemen. That is what your Labour Party has been doing for the people of Dominica. You know, it's getting late because I can spend the whole night talking, and next week, and week after next, and next month talking about what Labour has done. So, we have many reasons to go out and vote for the Labour Party. And we can articulate and enumerate a number of things that Labour has done for this country. We must not forget where Dominica was. Bankrupt, couldn't pay salaries, defaulted on its debt. Since we came into office, ladies and gentlemen, public servants have never been paid late by this Dominica Labour Party. Never. Never been paid late. You know, I would go across Dominica and I would meet many senior citizens. And they would tell me, PM, I work for public works. I work for agriculture. I work here and there. And I'm getting no pension. Because they were paying to the Provident Fund back then. And many of them in the transition to the DSS did not carry through. So they did not pay enough credits to get a pension. And we brought on this allowance for people 70 and over. Every month under this program, we pay close to $1 million to senior citizens, ladies and gentlemen. And in moving around Dominica, I've met many people between 65 and 70 who are saying the same thing to me. That is why come January, ladies and gentlemen, people 65 and over will get the same allowance, ladies and gentlemen. The same allowance. Pensioners, people who get government pensions, have been saying to me, Skerrit, why can't you do it the same way at Social Security? That there's some change to it, increase to it when there's inflation. And come January, ladies and gentlemen, we will do the same for the people receiving the government pension. So when inflation is there, your salary, your pension will go up as well for our senior citizens in Dominica. And we have been doing all of these things, notwithstanding all of the natural disasters and the pandemic. And when you talk about the pandemic, COVID-19, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting an A+ for the way that we manage COVID-19 in Dominica. We spent millions of dollars to save lives and keep people alive, ladies and gentlemen. And those who got sick, we took care of you free of charge, ladies and gentlemen. We never ran out of testing kits. We tested everybody who needed to be tested in Dominica. While other countries were selling the test kits for you, we'll give it to you for free of charge in Dominica. And to tell you how we have good friends overseas. When we talk about friends, this is why the Bible tells you, you need to have friends, you must have friends. We have friends, ladies and gentlemen, we have connections. We have built relationships. This is why when countries couldn't get vaccines, ladies and gentlemen, we had a flight from India to Dominica to deliver vaccines to Dominica, the first Caribbean country with vaccines.
It's my PM family. Labour still the best choice. You can talk and make your life.
So, there's so many things we have done for the people of Dominica. So many things that people said we couldn't do, we will not do. Notwithstanding all of the challenges we've had, God has been good to us. God has been good to this country. And Labour has been good to Dominica. Labour is the best thing for Dominica. And Labour is still the best choice for Dominica. So I want all of us to go out to vote on election day. Don't stay home. You have to be counted, ladies and gentlemen, because this will be between you and your God. You and your God, you have to vote for your country. You have to vote for your children, ladies and gentlemen. And so in Roseau North, we are voting for Miriam Blanchard, ladies and gentlemen. Miriam has been there with you there with you in all seasons, especially in difficult times. And that's how you know somebody means well. Not when you're having a party, they're there. No, when you're having a difficult time, you can count on her, Miriam Blanchard, hard-working lady who will address the issues confronting Roseau. So let us go out and correct our mistake and put in somebody who truly cares for this constituency. And I'm saying to you tonight in Roseau that Miriam Blanchard will have my fullest support as the Prime Minister of this country to implement the many programs for you in this constituency. And you know, before I leave the podium, all of this international and regional and national women's organization we have in the world, I hope they're watching, you know. And I hope come next year they give me an award, you know. Out, we have 10 out of the 21 candidates this year as women, ladies and gentlemen. The highest percentage in our country's history, and no other Caribbean country can match us, ladies and gentlemen. Almost equal number of women contesting this election. Women power, ladies and gentlemen. Women time, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies run things in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. And they're all hard-working women. Hard-working women who are going to help us transform this country. Because, you know, women generally are caring people. And we have them 10 out of 21. And you're telling me Skerrit deserves a big award? Of course I deserve an award, ladies and gentlemen. But, you know, as the leader of the party, I recognize talent, ladies and gentlemen. I recognize people with competence, people who can hold their own. That's what I'm doing. Not only building a strong political institution, but ensuring that the country has some of the best minds to help formulate plans and policies and programs to advance this country. That is my commitment, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much. God bless you. Love you very much. Peace, progress, and prosperity for Dominica in 2022 and beyond, ladies and gentlemen. Let us go out and vote for the Dominica Labour Party on December 6th so that we can continue the work of building a prosperous and peaceful Dominica. A Dominica for everyone. A Dominica for the youth. A Dominica for the ladies and women in Dominica, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. Thank you very much. Love you. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. We are one united people. One people, one country, one vision, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you. Thank you.
If I had a chance to live my life again, without pretending I would tell you plain, I've made a lot of mistakes in this life I would like to change. But of all the things that I hold dear to me, one is being born and raised in this country. For no other place on earth wouldn't do for me.